one run. 5 Ks. She did get a lot of ground balls. We saw that for sure. And yeah, a decent 1.16 ERA out of that first big game.
And you'll certainly take that more often than not. This is the lineup that she will be dealing with. Canada goes 1 through 12 with its roster and its batting order. A big come-from-behind win, a couple of fantastic days yesterday against the Southwest Region champs, in particular by Charlie Rose Mashabe, who hit a home run and drove in 2, and Estelle Dion, who went 2 for 3 and drove in 3 against Texas.
Yeah, obviously there's getting some offensive performance out of the top and the bottom. That was a great game yesterday, and I think they saw some clutch hitting, and hopefully they can, I know they're looking to come back with that today.
Look at the defensive lineup. Foothill Little League out of Palo Cedro, California. That is very much in the northern part of the state, about 160 miles north of Sacramento, Shasta County. Well, here we go. 68 degrees as we begin in Kirkland, Washington. We do have some hazy skies as they're battling wildfires across the other end of the state. But it's a gorgeous day for baseball here in the Pacific Northwest. Canada and California, away we go. Enjoy the game. Bailey Mann starting off Angelica Passarelli with the strike. Angelica 1 for 4 yesterday against Texas. Canada was down 6-2 after 2 innings. They were down 9-7 after 4 innings. It scored 4 in the top of the 6th, and it held up for the 11-10 win. Passarelli is on board with the leadoff single.
That's a great way for Canada to start there. Obviously, Passarelli's having a good tournament and is a big part of their offense.
11-10 win over Texas yesterday. So we get another look at Passarelli.
Certainly a big win, obviously, for them. They scored early and then trailed most of that game and then came from behind. It was back and forth, and an exciting game.
Dropping down the bunt. On the move, throw the first, safe. First and second, Liliane LeMay drops down a gorgeous, gorgeous bunt.
Great bunt, played well defensively, but plays perfectly. She gets that bunt down, and catcher has to get out to get and make a play, and does a nice job, but obviously not in time to get her out. Most importantly, she advances that runner into scoring position, which is the whole role of that sack bunt.
Charlie Rose Mashabe at the plate. Passarelli at second, and Liliane LeMay at first. Over Mann's glove. Scampering to second. Got her there, the throw home, safe.
Heads up base running there. Passarelli does a great job of reading that play going back to second base and takes off.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on that play. Let's sort through it all.
Obviously, this hit was just out of the reach of Mann. Created a little bit of a crazy dynamic. In that attempt, they get her at second base, but in that attempt, they allow Passarelli to come in to score.
Yeah, Liliane LeMay did all she could to try to evade the tag as she was in a very tough spot, not knowing whether that ball was going to be caught, whether she might have to stay at first base or have to try to make a mad dash for it to second.
Obviously, her attempt into second base was a little bit trying to evade the tag, and then they make the play. It is a force out at second base.
Nick DePecto is the manager of this squad, 45 years old. He watches Texas Tech softball very closely, observes the culture in that program, how they approach things.
Well, Texas Tech has certainly done a great job in turning their program around here in the last 2 years. Obviously, Niger Kennedy, a big part of that, but a lot of transfers that they've had come in and take them to the College World Series.
Player acquisition has not been an issue for more than a few programs in the world. But we do have a review and a challenge, I believe, that has been issued by Canada. A reminder that managers can challenge as many times as they want, as long as they don't have more than 2 unsuccessful challenges. They have a second unsuccessful challenge, That's it. They cannot challenge any more calls during regulation.
And this was an interesting play. Obviously, there was an attempted tag, and she evaded the tag, and then it was actually technically a force play at second base. So while she was never tagged, it was just a standard force play at second base. We'll have to see if there was an opportunity to get her out. Most importantly, Canada will take the opportunity to score the run,
yep,
even if they lose that out.
Yep. No matter what, it will be 1-0. The issue is at second. May with the dive into second.
Great attempt there, obviously, to get in. I think it was a good call. Not sure if we're seeing anything that's going to overturn that call.
And oh, by the way, and perhaps we've kind of glossed over this a little bit, Angela Passarelli with outstanding base running.
Really exceptional, savvy base running over at third base. I think that's what you want in your leadoff hitter. You want somebody that not only has a high percentage of getting on base, but has some great skills when they get on base. Aggressive base running.
Terrific slide.
Not being afraid. Yeah, absolutely. Great slide coming into home.
So Angelica Passarelli is safe at first. The run counts. We know that. The question is to whether LeMay is legitimately out at second. We know Masha Bay is at first. She's okay there.
It's an interesting first inning. Obviously, Canada coming right out of the box with a base hit, a sac bunt that turns into a hit, and a unique play, obviously, with that miss-hit ball just out of Mayen's reach.
Yeah.
I think the West here is going to take a minute to kind of regroup and I think kind of catch their breath. Obviously, Canada has come out firing on all cylinders.
Meanwhile, Canada is starting up the dance party in the dugout a bit. I noticed that they're getting their choreography steps down before the game. So I guess they get to show it off here a little bit right here and now. Looks like we have enough information. The umpires do uphold the call. So out at second.
So that is Canada's first appeal, and they lost that one, so they will only have one remaining, or one more failed attempt, I should say.
Yep. So back to action. Virginia Bluto fouls the first pitch she sees back. This is on-field Little League's third consecutive trip to Kirkland in the Junior League Softball World Series. None of the young ladies who were here on the squad last year are back on the team this year. Bouncing, runner going, throw to second, not in time.
It's a great slide going into second. She does a really good job of staying on her feet and running as hard as she can to the last minute. We saw some athletes sliding a little early at second base yesterday and slowing down, but she explodes into that base.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Bluto.
Obviously, she beats that throw, gets a great jump, and goes hard into that base with a great slide.
Inside corner, ringer up.
Really great pitch on the inner half for man. It's a big out, obviously, with the runner in scoring position.
Man with her first strikeout of the day. Foothill Little League was also here last year. That was a low one, snared by Man to throw to first just to make sure. And that retires the side. Dostale with the third out. Canada 1, California coming to... They will be facing off against Ariel Prescott in the circle. Prescott appeared briefly in the circle for Canada yesterday. Much of the pitching was done by Estelle Dion against Texas and Emma Calve who has also been a workhorse for Canada in the circle so far. So Prescott getting the look here to begin.
Yeah, Prescott faced 12 hitters yesterday, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, had 1 strikeout. So she's got a little bit of pitching time, but obviously getting the call today as a starter.
Let's show you the batting order for the Foothill Little League squad, 1 through 12. Watch out for Kylie Kenyon, who is already homered in both games so far this week in Kirkland. She's
absolutely getting it done on both sides, you know, obviously defensively in the circle, but boy, offensively, we have seen just an explosive hitter. She's one of their younger hitters, but obviously they view her as their big power hitter, and she has come through in that way.
Big 2-run home run on Sunday to beat the Philippines. Top of the 7th inning there. And the 2-run home run yesterday in the 1st inning that stood up and beat Texas. That was the final score, 2-0. And oh, by the way, Kenyon threw a 7-inning complete game shutout along the way. That certainly didn't help out, hurt matters much.
Coach Mann calls her beast mode, and she certainly is showing that so far.
Well, this is a good town to go beast mode in. Seattle is on the other side of the lake from us here. Kate Brard leading off for California. First pitch from Prescott, and this is for ball 1. Brard drove in a run against the Asia Pacific region champs on Sunday. Swing and a miss here, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Kate is their hype girl and their fire-up girl. They obviously in the spark plug leadoff spot here.
Yeah, you kind of want that in your leadoff hitter, right? be a spark plug in all ways, not just on the field.
If that's your personality, I think it's a great spot in the lineup for you. I think they're looking for her to get on base. She's quick, she flies, has a lot of energy. So she's working the count here. Got ourselves into a hitter's count coming up.
3 balls and 1 strike. Prescott. That is outside for ball 4.
So just what you're looking for in your leadoff, right? Whatever it takes to get on base. Obviously, down a run. This is important for the West right here. Answer back.
It's a touch below the knees. Those fans came dressed appropriately. If you're rooting for Foothill Little League. Riley Haynes takes strike 1.
Baird at first base, obviously being aggressive, getting out there, and good throwback, but she's definitely a threat to steal a base here. They'll look for Haynes to kind of move her, either by sacrifice or swinging away.
That one just veers foul. Chloe Michaud, the third base, was all over that one. Of course, she was also playing about 30 feet away from home plate.
You know, one of the interesting things here with Kenyon on deck and swinging such a big bat, if you do sacrifice her over and have first base open, it's a good opportunity for them to kind of throw around her. So I think that's while Coach here is maybe not sacrificing right away, seeing if he can get a hit out of his second hitter.
Fouls that one off. No balls and 2 strikes. Count remains.
You know, oftentimes when you're coaching, you've got to look 2 and 3 batters ahead when you're kind of laying out what you're trying to do. It's not just what this batter needs to do, but what's coming up on deck and what you have in the next 2 batters.
Bounces. Brard into second.
That's unfortunate for Prescott. Obviously, the ball a little bit too much in the dirt, and that's pretty tough for Dassele to handle. Now Haynes has that opportunity with the runner in scoring position here. Obviously, with 2 strikes on her, tracking the ball deep and going opposite field would be ideal. Advancing the runner at the very least.
Instead, swing and a miss. Prescott wins the battle. Gets the strikeout. Well, drop whatever you're doing and watch. Here comes Kylie Kenyon up to the plate. And if you haven't seen what this young lady's been all about so far this week, here's a sample. And here's what happened yesterday. Bottom of the first inning, Kenyon, a fantastic swing, puts California up 2-0, and that's all they needed. Strike one called against Kenyon here.
Great pitch by Prescott on the outside. I think attacking the strike zone, but going right at that outside corner. Kenyon's got a lot of power in a lot of zones. I think you got to be careful with the ball up in the zone with her.
Gets with a chase there, throw to third, safe.
Great base running there by Baird. And great pitch by Prescott.
Yeah.
A little bit of off speed, got some movement, and she's ahead in the count 0-2.
Foul tip. Kylie says the most fun thing about playing Little League is hitting home runs. Says it's her special talent. Truth in advertising.
She has been using her special talents this week already. I think obviously for Coach, he's pretty excited that he's got Kenyon up at the plate with a runner at third base and less than 2 outs.
Meanwhile, Adele Dostole took that foul pitch off of a carom. I believe it hit her knee pad first and then bounced up and then perhaps hit her upper arm. So she kind of got it twice there.
Yeah, those catchers take a lot of beating actually behind the plate. We talked about that a little bit the other day.
Yeah.
The role of the catchers and not only, you know, receiving pitches, but controlling the defense, controlling the pitchers, kind of communicating, and physically just the demand of the up and down. So looks like she's good to go. Life of a catcher. She's like, let's get to the next pitch.
Smacked hard to short, checks the runner at third, and gets Kenyon out at first.
Passarelli really well done, holding that runner at third. Obviously Kenyon, solid contact, but right at the shortstop.
If you're a shortstop, this is really just about how you draw it up. That was very well played by Passarelli. Brings up Bree Songer. First pitch just off the plate for ball one.
Catcher here kind of communicating with the umpire, trying to get clarity on where that ball missed, and it's important for the pitchers early on to figure out what this umpire strike zone is going to be and what pitches they might be able to get.
Outside, 2-0. On-field Little League was here last year in Kirkland. So was Foothill Little League. This is a rematch of sorts. On-field won last year 13-8 over Foothill. Swing and a miss.
Well, success breeds success. I think even if you have new players, but you know, if those leagues are used to sending teams here and getting teams to advance in championships and in regions and districts, it's something that you start to expect in your league.
Yeah, no returners from last year's Canada Region champions. 3 returning players from last year's West Region champions. Riley Haynes, Haley Mann, and Olivia Rowland. There's Justin Haynes, manager of the squad. He played in 2 Junior League World Series himself. Misses outside, ball 4.
This isn't necessarily a bad walk here by Prescott. I think she does a good job of keeping the ball away from Songer, and you know, you've got an open base. I don't think that's a bad walk. Once you get behind to a hitter, the last thing you want to do is feel the need to have to bring a strike in over the plate with a runner in scoring position. You've got open bases, still throw quality pitches, see if you can get her to chase, and you know, I think that's actually a decent walk right there on the pitcher side. Obviously for the West, they want to try and bring that runner in. They haven't been able to get her in yet, but they've got some talented people coming up.
Discussion in the circle. They break the huddle.
They're probably here communicating a little bit about how they're going to work the first and third situation. You've got speed at third base. Again, I think being careful of giving up that run at third base with a throw down that isn't accurate would be not ideal.
High, handled, and the throw is in time for the first pitch high for ball one.
Canada's doing a great job. They're coming right out offensively, and they put the pressure on first 2 innings.
Fouled off, 1-1. Young ladies are from Pontigny, Quebec, which is just north of Montreal, one of my favorite spots. The 1-1. Floats down the middle, 1-2. Got her.
Great pitch.
And that brings an end to the top half of the second inning. Lamar swings and misses, and California will pick up the bat. Slight difference between Tucson in July and the Pacific Northwest in early August. It can get a little toasty in Tucson, I'm told.
It's a little warm down there this time of the year.
It's toasty in Palo Cedro, too. The 2-0. Movement, but that started outside and stayed outside. 3-0.
Man doing a good job of working the count here. I think Walk is as good a hit here, obviously, to lead off this inning. Prescott's got to take it one pitch at a time and see if she can come back and keep man off base.
Walks on 4 pitches.
A little low. Heather Mann's, Haley Mann, sorry, is her role model is her dad, and her dad calls her his hero. Cool opportunity for father and daughter to be out here.
Haley's dad, Chuck, coach on this team. Here's Val Shaw standing in from the left side. Stays
inside.
Yep. Val's favorite food, quesadilla. I jumped on that train about a year ago, and it's changed my life. Where has that been? Gives me an idea potentially for dinner tonight. 2-0.
Prescott again getting behind here. Needs to settle in and make sure that she can come at the strike zone a little bit here. Obviously, force them to put the ball in play and their team make a play.
Pulls back, pitch goes over, 2-1.
Defense is aligned so that the left side of the field is in covering for the slap and the bunt. Second base player is prepared to cover 2, and first baseman's back.
There's the bunt to Prescott. The throw wide of the target. Mann heads around third. The throw bounces past. And we are tied.
A lot of things happening on that play. A really good bunt placed down. Obviously was going to advance the runner with her speed. Prescott had to rush her throw and obviously created an opportunity for Mann to come all the way around and score.
And Shaw to end up all the way over at third.
It's a good bunt placed down in a really good position. Prescott actually takes a little too long to get that ball and then has to rush. Once that ball gets away, got past the backup in the right fielder coming in.
Another bunt. And this one brings home another run, and that throw is off the mark too. The West Region champs take the lead.
A couple of defensive miscues there by the pitcher. And the West takes advantage without even getting a hit. It's a great opportunity, obviously, for the West. No outs, and they've put 2 across the board.
A couple of walks in the first, a walk and a couple of errors here so far in the second. Sam Wellington in the 9 spot. Josie Kogel at second. Didn't get a chance to properly introduce Josie because all of that happened on the first pitch of her at bat. Sorry, Josie. 1 ball, no strikes to Sam Wellington.
Wellington, another multi-sport athlete that's out here, volleyball, basketball, and the West right now is going to keep going to that bunt, I think.
Until they can stop it.
The Canada team right now is relying heavily on the pitcher fielding bunts to the straight part of the field and obviously to the first base side because the first baseman is back. And the West taking advantage of that. You can see third baseman Richard really charging hard to try and put that pressure on the batter.
Two balls and 1 strike. Now 2-2.
With Wellington trying to be a little too perfect in that situation. I think obviously no outs. All she needs to do is get that ball down into fair territory to advance a runner. She doesn't need to be safe, but she'll have to protect here with 2 strikes. Ideally, she can track the ball deep and go opposite field.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Big out for Prescott, obviously trying to help her cause here after those 2 errors.
Number 7, Gracie Wilson.
That feels good as a pitcher, obviously being able to kind of regain some composure and help your team out with big strikeout.
Trying to take back some of the control of this game that may have been lost in the early portion of this frame. Gracie Wilson. Pitch high. 1 ball and no strikes to Gracie.
Again, we see the West using that short game. It's been effective this inning, obviously.
Yeah.
Canada might want to consider kind of shifting their defense and making an adjustment, getting that first baseman in to help. But for right now, they're keeping the first baseman back.
Back to Prescott again. That throw is on target.
3 times the charm, makes the play that time. Does a really nice job of feeding a good throw into that first baseman.
Number 13, Wesley Harry.
And the West still looking for their first hit, but they've put 2 on the board this inning.
Yeah.
And have a runner in scoring position right now.
Wesley Berry, the 11th spot. Berry, a big San Francisco Giants fan. Ugh, they haven't had a whole lot to cheer for this year. One ball, no strikes. Runner at third. 2 out. Bounces foul. Getting a bit of scoring clarification here as we dial it back to the first of the bunts that really started all this from Val Shaw. They went ahead and they officially scored that a single, despite the throw that was off the mark from Prescott. So officially scored that a single.
There you go.
So as of right now, this inning has gone walk, single, E1, strikeout, and then the sack bunt. Two and 1.
It's a good pitch. Just a little outside.
Into center field, base hit. And Barry drives in a run. It's 3-1.
Barry does a great job of driving this ball right back up the middle. Really well done. Obviously, clutch performance with a runner at third base. Their coaches say she is one of their clutch players, and it clearly comes up here in a critical moment.
It's Wesley's first base hit of the week. Comes at a pretty good time. Extends California's lead. Bottom of the order, Emma Saley. Sends that one careening off the decoration, part of the decoration here in field 2.
Nothing like your first hit of the tournament scoring a run. That's a great thing for Wesley. Emma here is going to try and keep this inning going.
On the ground to second. That's out number 3. But California gets 3, who drove in 3 runs yesterday, with 2 for 3 against Texas. Fouls off the pitch. Count goes to 1-1. Haley Mann still in the circle for California.
Haley Mann jumping back out in the circle after scoring that tying run in the last inning. Try and keep these Canadian hitters off base this inning.
Estelle calls herself the team prankster. Canada's offense was no joke yesterday, dropping 11 runs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big swing and a miss.
Nice pitch. He's got some good movement on that higher curveball. Get that first out of the inning.
Had a little bit of movement to it as well.
Did. Good break.
Yep. 3rd strikeout for Mann. Emma Calvé. Seeing Calvé in the circle. One ball and no strikes. Big cut from Calvé, doesn't connect, 1-1. Emma likes that little league, allows her to meet new people from other countries. This is an international tournament. Czechia is here. Philippines are here.
Man, we're relying heavy on that high outside pitch. Great velocity.
There's another swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts dealt for Mann now.
They just keep going to it until a hitter proves that they can hit it.
Yep.
Keep attacking that same exact pitch.
Chloe Michaud.
Good look at an off-speed pitch there.
Chloe wants to meet Shohei Ohtani. She says that Shohei is the best baseball player in the world. Hard to argue.
That he might be. Yeah, I was going to say, I think he...
Don't think you're going to get a whole lot of argument there. This one's in the air, shallow center. Hanging on, going to ground and making the grab. Well, first. And this is a Foothill Little League team that, yes, was here last year, but they went 0-4 in pool play and did not make it to the elimination bracket. Here, Bard makes it on base. That's a single.
Bard being that spark plug here again, being that leadoff hype girl for them. I think she's serving a great role. She's been on base both times.
California's starting to make better and better contact at the plate. Prescott in the circle, dealing to Riley Haynes. Struck out swinging in the first. 0-4 in pool play last year. Again, even though only 3 of those young ladies that were here last year are back again this year, I'm sure that still might be a little bit of fuel for this year's squad. So far, they've won their first 2. Too close for comfort for Michaud. Back-to-back singles to begin the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, that threat of the short game has really caused the third baseman to need to play closer and closer, and this opportunity, Haynes just turns on a ball and drives it right past the third baseman, who was way up the line.
Yeah, Michaud was only about, what, 30, 35 feet away from home plate. I mean, not a whole lot you can do there.
I think that opportunity to trying to cover for that short game has kind of opened up some holes for the lineup.
And now here's Kylie Kenyon. Inside, it gets away. Runners now at 2nd and 3rd with no out.
You know, you talked about the team returning and not having a lot of success last year. I think, you know, any championship team knows that you don't win in a single year. A lot of the things that you learn and gain and the experiences kind of make you stronger and tougher.
Coming home, Brard, and in easily. 4-1.
The ricochet of that ball off that backstop is a great opportunity. It's a close backstop, but if it takes a ricochet off of that, it creates a great opportunity, and the West puts another one on the board. You can see the ball kick off to the first base side, and catcher's got to chase it.
Not a whole lot of room behind home plate.
We've seen several pass balls that have gone straight back and stayed straight back, and you're not able to score on them because it's so close. But if there's a ricochet at all, though, it's going to be a tough play for that catcher. Prescott struggling a little bit here.
Yeah, cozy confines of Field 2 at Everest Park. Kenyon walks, runners at the corners with no out.
Important for Canada to settle in here and get an out. Prescott needs to help her team by maybe getting a ground ball here if she can.
Instead, Bree Songer sends that one into left field. Haynes scores. California just keeps right on moving.
Well, California's doing a great job of taking advantage of the gaps and the holes that have been created. Passarelli is up the middle to cover for the 1st and 3rd situation, which leaves a really big hole in that 5-6 side. And obviously, Songer takes advantage of that by turning on a ball. Wide open hole on 5-6 side.
Songer adding an RBI single to her day. First pitch to Olivia Rowland outside for ball 1.
Seen a little activity in the Canadian bullpen, and it might be a good idea. Prescott's having a hard time right now getting her team an out.
It's outside, 2-0.
See a little bit of frustration on her face. It can be a lot. Being in that circle can be a lot of pressure and a lot of feel like the weight of the world on you.
It can be a lonely place sometimes.
It can be. It's a good pitch.
Yep, 2-1.
Brings the drop ball in on that inner half. Different look.
Throw to 3rd. Safe there. 3 balls and 1 strike after the wild pitch. Kylie Kenyon at 3rd, Bree Songer at 2nd. The game threatening to start to spin a little bit for Canada. We're very, very careful here the rest of the way. Foul ball. And again, Canada was down by 4 yesterday to Texas, down 6-2 after 2 innings. They're also down 9-7 after 4. Came back and won that one, but certainly it's not something you want to test very often.
Yeah, they certainly have an offense that can put runs on the board. We saw that yesterday, and we saw it earlier today, even in this inning.
Just early.
Prescott here bringing back to a full count. She certainly is going to want to try and keep that ball in the infield. Infield in nice and tight. Both middle infield well in front of the base path to try and cut off that run coming home.
Payoff pitch. Fly ball to left, and that bounces and hits the base of the wall. Everybody's coming home. A 2-run double by Olivia Rowland.
Rowland just tremendous swing on that ball. Drives it to the left center gap. Left field had no chance on that play. Clears the bases. And the West is just racking up the runs this inning.
That one went all the way to the wall. Kenyon and Songer score. Haley also plays volleyball.
He's a great athlete, takes a great swing.
1 ball, 1 strike. First batter faced for Calvé today. 2-1.
Calvé's gotten some work already this series.
Tries inside, misses. 3-1. This is the first of 2 games that Canada will play today, as they'll square off against the Philippines later this afternoon. That will conclude their pool play. Fly ball, well foul, headed off towards the batting cages that way. 3-1. Check that 3-2 now. Souvenir. Popped up. Can Matthew get there? Yes, she hangs on. Rowland stays at third.
It's a tough play by that center fielder. She stays with that ball coming in. Came all the way back into the infield. A little surprised she wasn't called off by the second baseman, but obviously does a great job of staying with that and keeping the runner from tagging up.
Looking into the hazy sky, but able to track the ball the whole way. Val Shaw slaps at this one, sends it to short. Runner scores. Shaw's out at first.
Shaw does a great job, obviously keeping that ball in the infield, but with her great speed, gets down the line quickly, and most importantly, that runner at third base gets a great break on contact. As soon as she sees the angle down on contact, she breaks for home and is able to score with no play.
Kirk, you and I have talked often about little things so far this week. Josie Kogel at the plate. California, this team seems to be doing a lot of the little things right so far.
100%. I think, you know, base running, we're seeing the use of the short game, right? Getting the ball put down in play. And I think also being disciplined at the plate. We've seen a couple of teams that offensively have really benefited from knowing the strike zone and not chasing a lot of pitches out of the zone.
2-0 to count to Kogel, who reached on a throwing error by pitcher Prescott at that point. Later came around to score part of that 3-run second inning. It's a 5-run third inning as of now.
Really nice pitch by Calvé there on that inside part of the plate. Just foul. Great attempt.
Yeah. Now goes to 2-2. Kogel will pick up the bat and try again. Josie collects souvenir stickers from places she visits.
Some of her hobbies are art, and one of her superstitions is she has a specific set of earrings that she always wears. Seen a lot of interesting superstitions this week.
Count full.
I think it's interesting. Some of the superstitions that I've seen are maybe a little bit more routines, but some of them would definitely fall into the superstitions.
Superstition in softball? Full count. Takes a hard hop off Passarelli. Tries to hang in there, but the throw not in time.
Josie does a great job of hustling down the line. Again, doing the little things. She could be feeling sorry for herself for hitting a ground ball, but she's hustling down that line, takes advantage. Passarelli has a tough play at second hop.
Keeps the inning going. We have a courtesy runner coming in for Joseph Kogel, and we do with Val Shaw heading over to first.
Your attention, please. Now running the first base,
That
number
was a
1.
spilled off of Passarelli. Recovered well, tried to fire the low fastball to first, but not in time.
And if people are wondering, Kogel's the catcher, so obviously with 2 outs, you can run for the pitcher or the catcher.
A locale that is very familiar to softball fans is the longtime home of one of the great events in American sports, I think, the Women's College World Series.
Absolutely. I mean, Oklahoma City's been host to the College World Series since the 90s. First year there was 1990. Happy to be a part of the team that was there. Won the championship in 1990 as well. Only time that we've seen the championships move away from there was during the 96 Olympics year. They took it down to Columbus, Georgia, the site of the 96 Olympics. Other than that, it has been home in Oklahoma City and become a major sporting event that happens annually.
Well, that makes it all the more ironic that for the LA Olympic Games in 2 years, softball will be played in Oklahoma City.
It's an interesting irony.
Swing and a miss, another strikeout as LeMay goes down on strikes.
As you said, the Oklahoma City will be the site of the 28 Olympics that are being hosted in LA, but the softball championships will be played, softball portion of the event will be played in Oklahoma City, the Hall of Fame Stadium.
Charlie Rose Mashabe into a fielder's choice in her first plate appearance. I grew up in Oklahoma City, at least in the area. So at least you and I can have a conversation about Brahms.
Yeah, for sure. I hit at Brahms a little bit, and there's a lot of Sonic burgers there too as well, which I hit up quite a bit.
2 balls, no strikes. Mashabe takes that pitch outside. 3-0. Of course, in Montreal, hit up Schwartz's deli. Fantastic spot. That one goes over for a called strike one. Such a wonderful city, Montreal. So much to see and to do. There's old Montreal, plenty of history there. Walk around the underground city. Popped up, hanging on. 2 away. Check. The throw is high and wide, but Gracie Wilson will stay put at first. Passarelli gave it a go. Could not necessarily keep it in front.
She makes a great effort on that play, and I think
Number 13, Wesley Berry.
got the wind knocked out of her a little bit. Obviously, great hustle by Wilson getting down the line. Passarelli's a great athlete, obviously, and frustrated that she wasn't able to come up with that play.
So Wilson aboard. Pitch from Calvé inside to Wesley Berry. Smacked a solid RBI single in the second.
Passarelli out there having a conversation with the umpire and her teammates, and I love the resiliency of that athlete. She's clearly a leader for them out there and a competitor.
One and one. Inside. Wilson speeds over to second.
The West again taking advantage of a lot of situations that happen, pass balls, some errors, and then come up with some clutch hits. Wesley Berry here at the plate with a runner or two. She came in and on defense last inning, made that great catch at third.
Drive off speed, misses high, 3-1. Pitching has not necessarily been a check mark for Canada, unfortunately, in this one. Issued more than its share of walks. Wild pitches been a problem. 3-1. It's ball 4.
Certainly here at the bottom part of the lineup, it's important for Canada to be a little bit more effective in keeping the bottom part of the lineup off the bases.
Foul territory and out of play.
Interesting here, obviously the West used the bunt to I think get on the board in the first part of the game, and since they have scored here, have kind of gone away from it. Obviously you've got 2 runners here that they could easily advance into scoring position, and they've been swinging away.
And short game by and large responsible for the 3-run outburst in the second. Tack on 5 more in the third. Looking for more here in the fourth.
Strategically, a lot of times in this situation, it's not about being desperate for a run as much as it can be to avoid the double play, which might happen. Oh.
Held on to it at second, but does get the runner there. The runner's at the corners with 1 out. Back to the top of the order we go. It's Kate Berard.
Kate Berard's been on base and walked and swung the bat well.
Scored on a wild pitch in the third.
Canada working on their defense to hold the runners in that first and third and trying to not give up second base.
Count now at 1-1. If this result holds, the West Region champs will go to 3-0 in
first and third. Works for the West as now have runners at second and third. Baird obviously in a position now to pick up potentially a couple of runs here with 1 out.
That's outside for a ball. The 3-1 pitch. Now the bases are loaded.
Good discipline by Baird. I think she walked in that first part of the game to lead off that game. And again, the little things, good discipline, not chasing pitches. Sometimes when you have runners in scoring position in front of you, you want to try and do too much. And in this situation, it's just better to take the walk and pass the bat.
There's Riley Haynes well outside. Haynes singled and scored in the third. And this is a California offense that, by and large, have been relatively quiet. I mean, yes, they've come through in some big spots, but just 3 runs first game, 2 runs yesterday.
It was really their pitching really and their defense was really keeping them in the ball game, and they had some clutch hitting, but a little bit more of an offensive explosion this game, which I'm sure the coaches liking to see, getting the offense going in the pool play. Tough here for Prescott.
Yeah. Nowhere to put Riley Haynes. No, by the way, Kylie Kenyon is lurking on deck.
Catcher does a good job, Dusty, earlier to call time and check in with her pitcher, make sure she's not feeling alone. She's in the battle together.
There's Kylie. Kylie with home runs in both games so far this week. A bit quiet for her so far this walk. A run scored and a ground out. That walks in a run.
It's a tough situation there. Obviously, Prescott's pressing a little bit here, and this game's potentially a jeopardy of a blowout this inning here with the big home run hitter up with bases loaded, no outs.
Kylie Kenyon, 2-run home run on Sunday, 2-run home run yesterday. Both of those the decisive shots in those respective games. Keeps this one off the ground, takes a hard hop off of Passarelli's glove, and that brings in 2 more.
Not exactly what Kenyon would have wanted. She wanted to look to drive the ball, but ended up pulling that ball and topping a little bit, but takes advantage of a bad hop and still scores 2 runs. I think she would have loved to have driven that ball to the outfield. Great base running there. Getting that second run coming across on the air.
That brings up Bree Songer. Goes over for a called strike.
Miscues and some pitching struggles, I think, on the Canada side. Canada's got a second game today, so.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of time for Canada to sit back and stew over this one because they play the Philippines later on today. As you look at the pool standings, we entered the day of business exactly halfway through pool play. This result holds. California will very much have a stranglehold on Pool B, and they'll go up to 3-0 and remain the only undefeated team in the pool.
And Canada certainly will need that win against the Philippines to have a shot to be advancing to the next round.
First pitch to Virginie Bluto. Outside for ball 1. Haley Mann still in the circle.
Haley's done a great job of going right at these hitters. Throws a lot of high, hard curveballs and mixed in a little bit of off speed. We just saw there.
That's twisting and landing in fair territory. Bluto still going. And safe at second.
Close play at second base. Does a great job of getting in there quickly. Shortstop makes a good throw. It's a good opportunity for Canada to stay in this ball game, get a leadoff double.
Bluto doing well to drive that down the left field line. Canada looking for more, but that is a fantastic play by Kate Broad.
Kate Broad does an amazing job fielding that ball up the middle, surrounding it and releasing quickly. And Kenyon over at first base holding onto that ball.
Number 4, Alexei Matu.
It's a big out. Obviously, that run doesn't mean anything in terms of the run rule opportunity.
That last play by Broad, well worth another look. showing the range, gobbling it up, and throwing it over the first. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alexi Mathieu. That double by Bluteau, by the way, broke a streak of 8 straight batters retired. My man. Right now, Canada is down to its final out.
Man regroups and gets 2 pretty quick outs here. Man's actually done a really nice job of, I think, managing a pretty potentially explosive offensive team in Canada.
This one's hit to center.
Could be it.
Going back, Brard makes the catch, and that is your ball game. Canada scored first, but then California takes over. A 13-1 win for the West Region champs. They take care of business in 5 innings. Now they are in full command in Pool B at 3-0, while Canada falls to the pack